So this Bible question is for the Christian men.
Hey, I'm one of those.
What is the difference between your wife being your helper and filling the role that God created for them and equipped them for, and you becoming so reliant on them that they start doing everything and you start to lose like the masculine and feminine dynamic and it become more of your mom than your wife?
That is an excellent question. In Genesis 2, when God says that he is going to find and subsequently make a helper for Adam, he uses the Hebrew word azer. Very simply, it just means aid or help. The problem is that word is only ever used 2 times in reference to woman. The first is in Genesis 2:18, where God says, I will make a helper suitable for Adam. And again, 2 verses later in Genesis 2:20, where the text says that no helper was found suitable for Adam. Except for the fact that's not what the text says, because the text doesn't say that God will make a helper suitable for Adam, but rather that he will make a helper corresponding to Adam. You see, the word suitable, which shows up in the KJV translation, means that something is right or appropriate for a particular person, purpose, or situation. But that's not at all what the original Hebrew is getting at. The Hebrew isn't saying that God is going to make a helper that is satisfactory to Adam, that is going to serve his purposes. Like, the helper isn't a function of utility. The Hebrew word that's being used here is the word neged, which means counterpart, or more accurately, according to what is in front of. Another way to read what's being said in Genesis 2:18 is that God is going to make a helper according to what is in front of, or what came before, which is Adam. So whatever the idea of helper is, it's attached to the fact that Eve is after Adam. She is like him. Are you with me so far? Cool. So back to this word azer. Like I said before, it's only ever used 2 times in reference to woman. However, it's used 22 times in the scriptures, mostly in reference to God. Psalm 33:20, we wait for the Lord. He is our help, our azer and shield. Psalm 146 verse 5, happy is the one whose help is the God of Jacob, whose hope is in the Lord his God. So what exactly does it mean to be a help then, and how is God our help? Because it can be very easy to misconstrue that idea to say, because God has rescued us, then my wife is going to be my rescue, and then we end up in the same situation of like,